Now, was this really a surprise, guys? Come on now. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it was just recently reported today that after Donaire claimed that he wanted to fight Guillermo Rigondeaux in a rematch, Bob Arum, as we already knew was going to happen, at least most of us should have knew, Bob Arum, he shuts that shit down right away, and he says he's not interested in a Rigo rematch at all. Look, like I said before, I think we all knew. I believe even when Donaire said it, Donaire knows. Donaire knows after the performance he just had with Darchinian that he pretty much has no chance against Guillermo Rigo. I mean, let's face it. The whole reason he had that type of performance against Darchinian was because this man was waking up in cold sweats, probably screaming, thinking about that Guillermo Rigondeaux fight. If you go back and you look at that 12th round, when, like I said, Donaire almost got knocked down and he was really, really hurt. You know, just like my man Cuba, a.k.a. Ranger, Raw Boxing said, basically, Rigo, he took Donaire's soul. And I totally agree. Donaire will never be the same for the rest of his career, as long as it lasts at least. Listen, man, Donaire ain't no damn fool. He knew what he was doing when he said that in a post-fight interview with Max Kellerman when he called out Rigo. Donaire, he doesn't want Rigo. He only said that because he was basically trying to say something that he knew his fans wanted to hear. Because now, once Donaire throws that out there, you're going to hear a lot of dumbass casual fans saying, see, he wants the rematch. Oh, look, now Rigo is ducking him. And you know how they start to talk on YouTube. It's all the same shit. You know, I remember watching Donaire do an interview after his loss to Rigo, and it was a Filipino reporter. And Donaire, he was basically, you could tell he was trying to move on and move away from the whole Rigo situation, like talking about how he's going to move up in weight, he's going to probably fight this guy, that guy. But the reporter, he kept bringing up Rigo, and he kept saying, but what about Rigo, Donaire? Aren't you going to fight him in a rematch? What about him? What about him? And then you could kind of see then Donaire, he started to feel obligated to saying, okay, yeah, I'll fight him again some other day. That's basically what this whole situation was at the end of this post-fight interview when Donaire said this. He said this just because his fans, they want to hear him say that. Okay? So anyway, let me go ahead and go back to Bob Arum. So Bob Arum, he says he's not interested in a Donaire-Rigo rematch. Instead, he would rather throw his fighter Donaire in there with his new up-and-coming fighter, Nicholas Axeman Walters. Walters is the new WBA featherweight champion. Very hard puncher. He has a record of 23-0 and 19 knockouts. He fought on the Donaire Darchinian undercard against Alberto Garza, a rough Mexican contender or challenger. So anyway, this is who Bob Arum wants to put Donaire in the ring with instead. See, guys, I'm starting to think that Bob Arum is ready to throw Donaire under the bus. All right? He has another one of his new young lions on his stable, Walters, and he's willing to feed Donaire to Walters, but not feed him to Guillermo Rigo. Rigo already has the name out there. Walters doesn't. So if he puts Donaire in the ring with Walters, if Walters were to pull off the upset and knock out or just beat Donaire, now he can bring up his new young lion, which is Nicholas Walters. All right? But it's a win-win situation for Bob Arum, because even if Donaire comes back and he knocks out Walters, he just knocked out an undefeated champion. So it's a win-win situation for Bob Arum, regardless how we look at it. All right? So, yeah, man, that's basically all I got to say on this one. We knew that when Donaire said that, he wasn't sincere. And we knew that Bob Arum wasn't having it. That's for damn sure. All right? So anyway, guys, I guess that's about it. I'm on to the next one.